All right, so hello there. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're watching this, you've either purchased the product or you're thinking about purchasing the product. So before I get started, I do want to let you know that you may see um, potentially more designs in this video compared to what may actually be sold. I haven't picked out the final few that I'm going to sell on my shop site. So you may or may not see more than what is actually in the store. I may release a couple more later on down the line. So just know that you have not been deceived. What you've purchased is what you will get. I'm just showing a bit more in this video. So, before you begin, as you'll see with any of the products in my store, or at least with the templates in my store, before you begin, you absolutely have to make a copy of this document before you make any changes. So, it shows you here. Let me actually get my pointer thing together. So, it shows you in this area how to make that copy. So, you go to File and then you click on Make a Copy. So, let's do that right now. So I'm in File, and as you can see here, click on Make a Copy. So what that does is it takes the entire document, it makes a copy of it, and puts it into your Canva, like into your Canva designs. And so you know that you've done this correctly when you see over here, copy of whatever the name of the product is. So with that said, you can then go on to delete this page here because you've already made the copy and you don't want this first page to be seen, excuse me, in your IG bio link website. So you want to make sure that after you make the copy, you delete this here. So we're going to delete the page. Now this is one of the designs that I created, and so I'm going to show you how to make changes to that. So if you ever need to change a photo, um, preferably put your photo, but because I'm not going to use my own photo, I'm just going to use something from Canva's stock area. And so I'm going to use this lady, she's smiling, put her picture here, change the name to maybe Sharon, um, Sharon Hill. There we go. So let's say her name is her name of her business. When it comes to the text, you can absolutely change the font. There are a couple of different fonts here. I have fonts that are purchased, all sorts of fonts. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use Poppins Bold right here. So you can see that it's slightly changed. I'm going to play around with the width, or I guess the letter spacing here, and spread that out a little bit. So when it comes to the buttons, you can change the color. Now, as you can see, this here is a group. As you can see, you have the option to ungroup it, but it being a group means that whatever you type in it, it will keep the same dimension. So whatever space is above and below, it'll most likely keep that unless there's something wrong with the shape and it's warped. So here, I'm gonna double click that. I'm gonna change the font to Poppins Regular so that it kind of matches. And then I can put, um, actually, I'm just going to leave it the way that it is so that I don't have to think of brand new button items to put. But let's just say I want to change the color of the box to maybe a navy color to match maybe somewhat of this background here. So I'm going to play with the color a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that color. And as you can see, the watches on TikTok kind of got not erased, but it's like hidden behind the color because it was black. So now we're going to change that to white. And what I did was I went to this A here, I clicked on it, and that allows me to change the color. So I'm going to do that. if you had just one template, and as I mentioned, I'm not sure how I'm going to package these, but if you only had one template and you needed to change all of the colors of the text to white, you would click this nice button down here and it'll change every black text to white. So that's also an option, and the same applies for the box, or the shape, I should say. So here, I think it was this color. So as you can see, it pops up over here again. So any box that is this color, I'm actually just gonna do it right now. So it changed all the light blue, the sky blue, to that deep blue color, that navy-ish color. So because I have a number of other templates here, I'm not going to use the change all button because it will affect every single template that I have. So as you can see, I changed that up, and this is just a pretty simple one. So now when it comes to linking your text, actually I do have to still change the font. And so when you use a font, it's gonna appear at the top here so that you have easier access to it. So I'm going to change all of my fonts to Poppins Regular. And there we go. So now back to the whole linking thing. Now, because we're creating our own version of a link tree, you do have to link your text or your group in this case, because it is a group, it's all together. I'm going to link it by clicking this chain link button over here. So I'm gonna put google.com maybe and apply it. So because I applied it to the group, the entire group here will be, anytime someone clicks on the entire group and not just the text, it will take them to google.com. And I think that is much easier because with this being on a phone, you don't want someone to have to use a stylus in order to be able to click on the text alone in order to get to where they need to go. So I think it's always a good idea to set the entire group, the shape and the text, and link that so that, as you can see, google.com, so that people don't have to literally use their nail or like pinch their skin in order to hit the text on their phone. So as you can see, I clicked and I dragged just to select the entire thing. And then our website, I'm trying to spell that right. Once again, try that again. So that's my website, virtual classes, link it to what, teachable.com. And I'm just doing generic links here. And we're just gonna forget about the other ones. So we're just gonna do the first three here and then on to the next design. So in this case, if you like the shapes, you can keep them. You could always change the color. And so once again, I'm gonna change the blue, that shade of blue, to the pink. Oh, well, I guess with this symbol, you should actually change that out because it's a Canva logo. But I guess whoever created this only created it so that the top could be changed out. But either way, you can have your own logo and it will match your colors because it's your own logo, which is the purpose of it all. So I'm gonna change the green, as you can see again. And then which color did I miss? The purple. The purple, let's see. Maybe this color here. I'm gonna change all. So as you can see, we changed it all. It changed all of this. So it's really quick and really easy. You can change your text if you didn't want the text to be black. You could change it to maybe the green color. And then if you wanted to change the font once again, go ahead. Let's do the Crimson Pro Bold. Gonna do that. All right, so now all we have to do is link. Actually, as you can see, these boxes have a black outline around it. If you don't want that, you could always change it. So as you see these two color boxes, you can see this, I don't even know what kind of color this is, like a light, a different kind of brown color. And then you can see the black. If you wanted it to just be that, I don't even know if that's brown. I don't know what to call that. If you see this color and you just want the entire box to be this specific color, you can just change it. And then as you can see, or because of the outline, you may not see, but now you can see that the black outline is gone. If you wanted that, that's also an option. If you don't, it's really up to you to design it to meet your standards. If you ever wanted to add a full background to this, for example, something like this, you would just drag and drop. I wouldn't do something like that for this. I'd probably have to change the colors here to white or something so that they're more visibly seen. But you also have that option as well. So we're gonna link these. And as we mentioned, we're going to use the chain link here, google.com, chain link, google.com. And then I'm just gonna do the first three here. Once again, google.com. All right, let's see. So all of these designs are basically the same. Not the designs, but changing them are basically the same. So you can bring in your own logo. In this case, where we have these different boxes, you're literally dragging and dropping whatever photo fits your brand. You could even show some of your work, some of your products, whatever it is that you want people to see ahead of time. You can just drag and drop those photos into these boxes here. And then it's the same concept. You can change the font, the colors, and keep going on with that. You can change the text too. I know I didn't change the text of the others, but you just literally type it in and make it your own. Same here, it also has the photo option. So you can drag and drop. Another photo option here, do your dragging and your dropping. And then here, this is something I created for blogs so that you can have your blog post name. These here are more transparent photos. So if you wanted the full photos to be seen, that's possible. But you also have to keep in mind that the text here would not be seen as well. So that's why I made it more transparent. I believe it may have been 22, but we're gonna leave it that way. So you can drag and drop into these boxes here as well. And then you just tap on the blog post or the text and put, you know, maybe the name of your blog post. So that's also an option for you. Here's another one for the blog where you can have your photo in full resolution and also have the title of your blog here. So you can, in these cases, you can select the entire thing by dragging and pulling over the area that you want to select. And actually, in this case, you can't do that because they're not grouped. This is not grouped, but you can still link all of them. So I can still link this box here to Google and also link the photo. I would just have to do them separately. So you can link both of them to whatever your blog post link is, and then have people directly just go straight there from your link tree. Excuse me. Now we have this design here. As you can see, it has like the plum color. You could always change the color, and I'm gonna do that here. As you can see, it changed all of the shapes, but it didn't change the text. So you have to click on the actual text and change that color on your own. I don't even remember which color I chose there. Which one was it? What was it? May have been this right here. And then I'm gonna change all. Go ahead, and as you can see, that's a beautiful color. And they can go ahead, same. So it's even good that that happened. So because this is not an actual background, it's just It's also considered a shape that was brought in. I like to lock it so that it can no longer move. That way I can drag and select whatever it is that I want to drag and select. So in this case, I can select this and then I can link it to wherever I want it to go. Then do the same with the others as well. So that's basically the gist of it all. As you can see, these designs have the social media links. So what you can do in this case is before you link it, you can group it and then link it to your Facebook page, put in your Facebook URL, do the same with your Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, all of that. You can do all of that here. With the therapist, you can literally link the box here because it is a group and link it to their booking site or their personal website, wherever it needs to go for someone to contact that specific therapist. So that is an option. You can also link their photo by clicking on it and linking it to wherever you need it to go. Now, I think we've covered all the different kinds. These are all the same. You just link them. You can link the photo. You can link the text. You can link it all. And in this case, as you can see, this is more of a different type of layout for people who sell something and want to allow people to book it right on the spot. So in this case, you can have the entire box linked because it is grouped, which will be much easier for you rather than selecting on each different element and then linking it. You can change this to call or buy, whatever you want the prompt to be. You can just switch that up, switch the text, switch the colors. That's all up to you. That's an option for you. If you ever need more boxes, so on and so forth, let's say you have like 20 links or 15 links, what you would do is just copy the page. What I suggest that you do is copy the page, get rid of all of this here. Okay, and as you copy that, you can delete this here. And what I would do is copy this box and drag it below. And then also I would drag this down just a little bit, just so that it looks like they're together. All right, so I can also just copy that and then I'll drag it down. As you can see, I'm looking for that purple line in the middle. I'm gonna copy it again, see if I could try to fit that in. So if you see that something's not fitting correctly, it's not that it can't, you just have to make it bigger so that you can fill it into the space much nicer. So as you can see, I wasn't able to do this on the larger view, but I can do it now. I'm gonna take it back to fit to see the entire page. I'm gonna scroll. So as you can see, you have a full, like, so many links. I just wanna show you that that's possible for you. So there we go. We didn't put any links, we didn't attach any links to it, but we have that option. So now, how do you publish it as a site? So what we're gonna do is click on scrolling, which is gonna make it a one-pager. And keep in mind that you're gonna have just one template, potentially, or just a few. If you have multiple templates, you wanna make sure that you make another copy of it and then delete the ones that are not going to be shown on your link so that they just see one template and it looks more uniform. So I'm gonna click on Open Site. And what Canva does is it creates a link to this page here. It creates a brand new link. And so as you can see, you have the photo, all of this. I see that there's a line here. I can go back and fix that. But because you have so many different templates, it's just showing them as a continuous website. But when you just have your one um, link tree or your bio links, it'll just show that one page and it'll show on your phone as well. So as you can see, because this background is black, it changed that up for you. The same here. And because this was a photo background, it spreads out. Now I do want to point out that on the phone view, there is a white border that will go around the design. So just know that that's completely normal. This website feature is in its beta stage. So there are certain things that will not be perfect right now. Canva will most likely work on them and make them better in the future. So just know that that is something that you may be dealing with. So let's get to the one where we extended it. All right, so here we have this, and as you can see, we made a really long one. So let's say you purchased this particular template, or any of them you can extend. So this would be your entire IG bio link site when people click on it from Instagram. So it would have literally every single link that you want them to have access to, and then still have your social icons at the bottom. So as you can see, it would just be a longer, more stretched out version of the template that you purchased. So I do want to see if I can show you the URL. All right, so as you can see, this is the URL. You want to copy it. And then I would suggest that you take it to a site like Bitly. If you don't have your own URL, I would suggest that you do, but in the event that you don't, and let's say maybe you can't afford it right now, at the moment, there are cheap places that you can get it. So I'm going to paste it here, shorten my link, and there it is. Let me close this out. So here's the link. This is a link that you can paste into Instagram. Or you can take this link right here and go into whatever host that you have. If you do have your own domain, let's say your business, we're just going to take this right here, clickworthy.com. If you have a domain, you can take this link right here and redirect your domain to this link. That way, on paper, on phone view, on outer view, people see clickworthy.com. But then when they click on it, it takes them straight to the Canva link and it looks professional. So that is an option for you. There are other programs that shorten your links. So you can also try those for sure. If you have your own domain, which I do recommend that you get, then you want to make sure that you link or redirect that to your Canva link. So that is how you make those changes.